Well, while we're flying along here, I thought I would address another question that I get asked a lot about my hobby of powered parachuting. I'm wondering if you can see the prop turning behind me. It's probably just a blur with the settings I have on the camera. Anyway, a question I get quite a bit is, well, do you need a license? Well, it depends. It depends on what kind of aircraft you're going to fly. And some people say, aircraft? That's not an aircraft. Well, again, it depends. The one I fly is an aircraft. It has an N number, N785 Quebec Juliet, and you can go onto the FAA website. You can look up my tail number is what it's called. It'll give you the history of the aircraft, I think who's owned it, and different things. So, if you have a aircraft with an N number, yes, you need training, and you need to have to be particular, you need a light sport certificate to fly one of these. Now, if you're just going to get a single-seater that only one person flies in, the pilot, technically, at this time, you do not need to have training. Very poor idea, in my opinion, but the rules say you don't need to have any training or a license or a certificate. Well, I really thought long and hard when I was thinking about getting into this hobby. Do I want to get a single-seater or do I want to get a two-seater? Because those are your choices. There has been some talk about eventually Light Sport having a two-passenger, one-pilot aircraft. I don't know if they're out there yet or not. But I wanted to be able to share the experience with my wife and others who might want to fly. And so far, I've taken 62 different people up. Some of them quite a few times. My neighbor Ryan, he's been up 8 times. My wife's been up 9 times. And other than that, there have been some other people who've been up. But it's a lot of fun to share the experience with others. Because generally, they just think it's a blast, which it is. I don't know if these are farmers or maybe they don't want me around, so we're just going to get out of here. So, what is all involved in getting a Light Sport certificate? More than you would think, and more than I won't say I was led to believe, but there's quite a bit. You're going to have to do some studying. First, you're going to take your general knowledge test. That's something that, well, I don't want to bore you with all the details, but I took it at UNK, University of Nebraska at Kearney, and it was actually given by an outfit in California. I took it on the computer. 50-question test, general knowledge. Once you pass that, then you can start taking flight instruction, ground school from a CFI, certified flight instructor. And once you get so many hours, and it's embarrassing how little hours they think someone needs to fly. You're not going to believe this, 12 hours. I think it's ridiculous. But anyway, those are the rules. After 12 hours and so many takeoffs and landings, etc., you can get signed off and you are then a student pilot. And then within 90 days, you are to take your final test. Well, there's another CFI who has to fly with you for, I can't remember how many hours it is, 2, 3, 4. Then you take, you have an oral exam. Whoa, don't want to lose that. You have an oral exam. I think mine took an hour and a half with a DPE, designated pilot examiner. And if he thinks you know what you're doing and you pass the oral, then you go for a practical test. You go flying. And once you pass that, my friend, you can fly and you can take passengers with you. The best hobby I have had, bar none. I would say ham radio maybe was second. I liked motorcycles an awful lot. I had 11 of those. But there you go. That's a long answer to a short question.